इसको सॉल्व महानगर साइड है, महानगर से आगे नहीं हाँ दूसरा रोड है नहीं उधर ही अपनी देते हुए निकलना है चलो चल
Good afternoon to all. Mr. Sagar is there. Mr. Sagar Patil is there. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Welcome to all the participants, but we are waiting for a few minutes to see if our advisor sir can join. Okay. He's busy in another this training in the institute, so let us wait for 2-3 minutes to
Sure.
see if he can join or not. So we'll be starting the session very soon, within 2-3 minutes, please.
Should we start?
Sir, we're waiting for 2 minutes, sir. 2 minutes.
Mr. Sakia, should I start?
Just wait, sir. Just waiting for.
Okay, you let me know. I'll come.
Okay. Yes, sure, sir. I'll tell you. Okay. Once again, good afternoon to all. We're expecting our advisor sir to join the session, but unfortunately, he's very busy in a training. So instead, I request the senior most scientist of our SPM Nivas, Dr. S.K. Sharma, to start the session, please. Dr. S.K. Sharma, you can start the session with your opinion.
Good afternoon to all. I am Dr. S.K. Sharma. I am a scientist chef working here. Basically, I am a retired chief engineer from the state of Himachal Pradesh. I served my public health department in the state of Himachal Pradesh for more than 35 years. From March, I am working here as a scientist chef. So we are starting this webinar series from SPM Nivas since 14th May. Actually, you know, our SPM Nivas, it is a center for excellence. It is primarily to conduct the various training programs, capacity building program, research and development works, and to share the knowledge which has been gathered, evolved through various technology across the country in under Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat missions. The idea behind is to build a center of excellence so that we could conduct a digital platform at national level. So to work together, different states to work together to achieve our goals in the area of Jal Jeevan Mission and Swachh Bharat missions. As you know, in Swachh Bharat mission, still it is in progress. Around 76% coverage has already been achieved so far, but still there is a target in Swachh Bharat mission. Now we are moving in the second phase, solid and liquid waste management. So today I am inviting Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sagar Patil, who is Senior Technical Officer of Local and Self-Government, Mumbai. His topic is opportunities in optimum utilization of wasting fecal water facilities. You see, fecal sludge is the main source of contamination of drinking water source. If the source is contaminated by stagnant water, which doesn't become safe, it leads to a lot of health issues. Water-related issues, around more than 80% of water-related diseases are primarily due to consumption of contaminated water. So I now request Mr. Binay to give a detailed introduction of main speaker, Mr. Sagar Patil, Senior Technical Officer. So, who has got a very wide knowledge in this subject, he can give a detailed lecture and we can discuss in his lecture session from 4 to 5 p.m. After 5 p.m. up to 5:30 p.m. we can conduct a question answer session. So all participants, they are requested to kindly listen to Mr. Sagar work, his experience, share what he has done in his field and how it can be helpful in our states in fecal sludge management. So which is ultimately it help in contamination of water. So our targets to achieve the target of safe and adequate water to all inhabitants of this country, it is well achieved. Mr. Binay, please come to introduce Mr. Sagar Patil. Thank you.
Mr. Binay.
Yes.
Please introduce Mr. Sagar Patil.
Oh, yes, sure. Mr. Sagar Patil is a very young and very experienced professional, having the educational background of Bachelor of Engineering and the MTech in the Civil Engineering, Civil and Environmental Engineering, and he is possessing 10 years of experience with the WASH for private government CSR projects. He has basically worked in the carried out the planning, design, implementation, and operational maintenance of water and wastewater management projects and fecal sludge management projects in nature-based solutions as well as the conservational technologies. He has also conducted, trainings for the government and private officials in the WASH sector as a part of capacity building and carried out the research project in the WASH sector. overall, he's a very seasoned professional, and this is our pleasure to have Mr. Sagar on board today. So now handing over the session to Mr. Sagar, please. Thank you so much.
A few words from me, Mr. Sagar. Can you wait for a few minutes, please?
Yes, sure.
Actually, we'll conduct this session in two sessions. During first hour, Mr. Sagar Patil will give his presentation, and we expect that nobody will intervene. Nobody will switch their microphone on so that we can hear properly Mr. Sagar Patil. And after the presentation is over, there will be a session for question and answer. And I request the participants to raise their hand electronically to put the question, and Mr. Patil will definitely answer the question. And in the meantime, we shall upload a Google form in the chat box for your feedback, for your comment, and for your question also. Because during a very short term of period, it may not be possible for you to ask all the questions. So in that case, you can put your questions in the Google form, and so that we can forward that answer to you later on. Mr. Sagar will present today the topic optimum utilization of existing fecal sludge and used water management facilities. He will discuss about mainly Indapur model FSSM for sustainability through urban-rural convergence and refurbishment of existing infrastructure. He will also discuss scientific co-treatment of fecal sludge in existing STP at Sangli, Maharashtra, aiming sanitation for infection prevention and control through co-treatment of sepsis at existing STP, highlighting their intervention for better service delivery. Now to Mr. Sagar Patil for his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, all, and thank you, SPM Nivas, for this opportunity. And thank you, Mr. Vinay Kumar, for the introduction. So I will share my screen. I think it is saying that I am not having the permission to share the screen. Hello. Yes, the message I'm reading is there is no permission for me to share the content. Can you please check?
Please wait for some time to resolve the
Yeah.
problem. Only wait for some time so that we
Yes.
can resolve the issue.
Yes.
Calma. Nhau vô đó. Mới giờ mà gì đó mới. Đó.
Join here meeting. इसको please check once if you can share the screen, please. Mr. Sagar, please check it.
Yes, I will check. Yes, I think I can now. Is it visible now?
Yes, it is visible. And sorry for the delay. There's some technical error. Now you can present.
Yes, so presentation is on the screen. Is it visible, right?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So thank you everyone. Thank you SPM Nivas for the opportunity, and thank you Mr. Vinny Kumar for the introduction. So I will be talking about opportunities in optimum utilization of existing fecal sludge and used water management facilities. There are two case studies we have conducted completed those projects in Maharashtra. So just quick introduction about our organization, the Regional Center for Urban and Environmental Studies, RCUS. This center is established by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, Maharashtra. This center is established at All India Institute of Local Self-Government, Mumbai. We serve two specific states, like some of the western states and states as RCUS, and All India Institute of Local Self-Government has presence all over the India. We support state, central, and local governments in WASH sector for training, capacity building, research, advocacy, and consultancy also. We are also empaneled as a Swachhata Knowledge Partner under SBM 2.0 by Government of India. So regional center of RCS of AILG Mumbai and UNICEF Maharashtra have established one platform called Maharashtra Urban WASH Coalition. Yeah, so through this coalition, we also support local governments and in the sector of WASH. Can you please put him on the mute, right? So we have with Maharashtra government. We closely work with Maharashtra government, both Urban Development Department, Government of Maharashtra. We work under Swachh Maharashtra Mission, Government of Maharashtra, and also we work for we are supporting to Department of Environment and Climate Change, Government of Maharashtra under Maji Vasundhara Abhiyan. That is my Earth mission. So in through these two missions, we support state government in SBM Urban plus SBM Rural. Both of the state government departments we support in capacity building and in FSSM and WASH sector. So going to the detail. We built STPs for this for these cities. But after 2014, what happened when SBM has launched? Our approach has been shifted from from conventional sewer sanitation system to mix of sewer
So
sanitation
screen is not
system and
visible now.
non-sewer sanitation systems.
Excuse me, Mr. Patil. Screen is not visible now.
Okay.
And Sagar ji, one more suggestion. This is Vinay Tiwari.
Yes, sir. Please.
We have rural participants, at the block level, something district and block level. They might not be fully versed with the English. If you can use a little bit Hindi in between, it would be a great help
Okay.
for the participants.
Sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now the screen is visible, right?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. Yes.
सबको दिखाई पड़ रहा है?
So yes. Yes. So I was talking about the Amrut and SBM, both missions. There was, if you see, there are around the data of 2021 says around 1400 plus STPs that India has built, and around 1000 plus FSTP. There are those many FSTPs in India. So that shift from centralized or conventional to mixed of sewer plus non-sewer sanitation system was observed. And I mean, to see there is a good number of very huge amount of budget allocated under Amrut and both SBM mission. If you see, what Amrut covers is mostly STPs जो ULB के लिए STPs और more than 1 lakh जो भी cities का है. For those cities, there is a provision of STP and sewer network and everything. If you see the SBM, what it covers is ODF, ODF plus plus, and ODF, those mandates, and having liquid plus solid waste management, and along with that, fecal sludge management is also taken care. So we are seeing a lot of investment and budget allocated already in this sector from government of India. And coming to the Maharashtra, how we are working align it with both of these mission. Until 2000, we have around 227 FSTPs across Maharashtra for around 411 ULBs and around 154 STPs. So here also we can see that there is a huge amount of investment going on. Amrut and under the Amrut mission, for every city in the Maharashtra, for हर एक सिटी के लिए महाराष्ट्र में STP प्रपोज हुए हैं. काम भी अच्छे से हो रहा है, बहुत आगे तक काम जा चुका है, मतलब टेक्निकल सैंक्शन, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सैंक्शन, लैंड आइडेंटिफिकेशन एंड एक्चुअल कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क, एवरीथिंग इज नाउ. And in SBM has been, I mean, as SBM already Maharashtra have built around 227 FSTPs. So that part, so sewered plus non-sewered sanitation system that we are working on. So इतना ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट इसमें जा रहा है. So there are some challenges also that we are facing, or when we are going to implement these STPs, the land availability in many ULBs that we have seen is a challenge, that they're not getting land, proper required land, and achieving this 100% sewer network for all of the cities, that's also one of the challenge. And because we know all these STP are as conventional electromechanical STPs, उनका जो ऑपरेशन एंड मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट है, दैट कॉस्ट इज आल्सो हायर साइड. सो ये सारे चैलेंजेस जो हम देख रहे हैं कि ऑलरेडी हम जिस पे देयर इज अ बजट एलोकेशन एंड जिस पे काम अभी हो रहा है. तो at the same time, what we have observed is there is a scope कि अभी हमारे पास existing infrastructure भी बहुत. So हमने महाराष्ट्र में ऐसा देखा कि एग्जिस्टिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बहुत सारा है और उसमें भी बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस है. तो बिफोर गोइंग टू कंस्ट्रक्ट न्यू इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और प्लानिंग, आई मीन इन दैट प्लानिंग, व्हाट वी कैन डू इज वी नीड टू इंश्योर कि हमारा एग्जिस्टिंग जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, हाउ वी कैन ऑप्टिमाइज द यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ दोज एग्जिस्टिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. and how we can reduce its life cycle cost, like capital and plus operation and maintenance cost, and along with that reuse and resource recovery, all those factors that we need to check. So what we come up with, we implemented 5 pilot projects across Maharashtra. We are going to discuss 2 projects out of those 5 projects. We have this Innovash challenge publication also. It is available on our website. I will at the end I will provide the details of our website and other things. So we are going to talk about these 2 case studies. Our first case study is Indapur model of FSSM, where we try to achieve sustainability in FSSM through urban rural convergence and refurbishment of existing infrastructure. So जो अर्बन रूरल कन्वर्जेंस ये है कि किसी एक पार्टी का अर्बन एंड रूरल डिपार्टमेंट इन महाराष्ट्र दे वर्क सेपरेटली. सो दोनों में से किसी भी एक जगह पे कुछ सर्विस या फिर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अवेलेबल है. सो वी वांटेड और वी थॉट दैट बिकॉज दैट एग्जिस्टिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड है. आप देख रहे हैं कि अराउंड 227 महाराष्ट्र में एफएसटीपीज बने हैं. दे आर ऑलरेडी फेसिंग चैलेंजेस लाइक इनकमिंग जो फीकल स्लज का लोड है दैट इज इरेगुलर एंड इनसफिशिएंट. जो उनका कैपेसिटी फॉर विच कैपेसिटी दैट दोज एफएसटीपीज हैव बीन डिजाइन, that much of FS load is not coming to the plant. And of course there is a O&M cost involved, so that O&M cost is also the ULBs, smaller ULBs are struggling to maintain that cost. So those are the limitations or challenges ULBs are facing. And at the same time अगर हम रूरल विलेज बात करें, रूरल महाराष्ट्र का around 40,000 plus villages at the time of, I'm talking about 2021. So that time there was no FSSM infrastructure and FSSM service delivery, if you can call it as. So that facility or that provision was not there in Maharashtra. So एक जगह पे रूरल को देयर वाज नो प्रोविजन, एंड जो अर्बन के लिए जो ऑलरेडी इन जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बिल्ड किया है वो अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड है, एंड उसका जो O&M कॉस्ट है दैट इज आल्सो ऑन हायर साइड. सो बोथ ऑफ दिस पार्टीज are facing challenges in their own way. So what we thought that we put this topic for the discussion with state authorities, at the state level authorities. Lots of consultation and meeting we had, and we proposed to implement a pilot project at this Indapur Municipal Corporation. So in that there are 2 parts. One is institutional intervention, where we have this MOUs and everything between ULB and villages. And the part 2 is about technical intervention. It's about refurbishment of the existing FSTP. So we'll see that detail. So just want to add that when we started this work in 2021, first quarter of that, in between January to February, March, that time. In September, Ministry of Jal Shakti and Ministry of House, MOHUA, both of these ministry jointly issued a letter to see the importance or to see the potential कि अगर ऐसा कुछ urban rural convergence का opportunity है, तो before going to build new infrastructure, all the local government bodies should उनको ये देखना चाहिए कि ऐसा urban rural convergence का कुछ approach वहाँ पे हम if they can do, and then only अगर वैसा कुछ solution नहीं आ रहा है तभी they can go for the creating a new infrastructure. So that also in SBM, both of the SBM ग्रामीण एंड अर्बन दोनों भी मिशन के इस JR में that was mentioned. So talking about the Indapur, the basic profile of this ULB, I'm talking about the cluster now because Indapur Municipal Corporation ULB is one part, and there are 12 gram panchayats around the periphery of around 10 kilometers from the ULB. There are 16 villages from these 12 gram panchayats, and if you consider the population, it's around equal of both the parties. The households also around 5,000 to 6,000. So what we did is we had lots of meetings, kickoff meetings, and then consultation meetings with all of the stakeholders involved in the FSSM. So जो CEO होता है, chief officer, and his team which is looking after the FSSM or sanitation, that part. Block development officer from rural department, he's also involved, and we had meeting with all of this. and along with that, Gram Sevak and Sarpanch of all these 16 villages. So we had a combined meeting, we have separate meeting with each of the stakeholders, and after lots of efforts put into this task, we finally conclude. I mean, we could bring all the stakeholders on one table, and we all these MOUs have been signed between ULV, that is Indapur Municipal Corporation, and each villages, that each Gram Panchayat will have separate MOU with ULV, and all these terms between the about dislodging charges and service provider roles and responsibilities of each of the stakeholders. All these terms are they have been recorded, or they have been marked in the MOUs. So that was one part. The second part is refurbishment of the existing FSTP. Along with that, just want to mention about ISA activities also, because we know that I mean, our septic tanks are supposed to be dislodged in 5 years, once in 5 years, but there are no many septic tanks have been not been constructed with standard design parameters and all that. So it takes very long time, like 10 to 20 years also. People I mean, they don't dislodge the septic tank. So to improve this, or to just solve this task, we have conducted extensive IC activities and SBCC behavior change and everything. Those activities also we have performed. We have developed IC material also for rural and for all the stakeholders, and that activity is also, actually, that is a continuous activity. Still it is going on. Our next intervention in the same at the same site or same cluster is refurbishment of the FSTP, existing FSTP. So this is the scenario of FSTP, existing FSTP. There are 3 units. First one is unplanted sludge drying bed, where the fecal sludge, when we put a fecal sludge onto this bed, there is a solid liquid separation. The liquid will percolate down, and the dried sludge will remain on the top of the filter media. The liquid, then there is a separate treatment for liquid, which has two units, like anaerobic baffle reactor and planted ground filter. At the outlet of planted ground filter, that water, I mean, that BOD, if we consider, BOD is around 30 mg per liter that was achieved. That I'm talking about the before our intervention. This was the case. And the removed dried solids, they it was, I mean, there was also so in Maharashtra there is one good advantage for most of the cities in Maharashtra, that we have solid management site, solid waste management site, FSTP, that fecal sludge treatment plant. All these treatment facilities are at one premises. So what we had advantage, the advantage was that the dried sludge from this sludge drying bed was transferred to the they used to transfer to the solid waste wet waste management, where they co-compost it along with wet waste. And most of the around as I said, around 227 FSTPs have been built in Maharashtra. More than 95% FSTPs are with the same technology. They were built. The capacity of this FSTP at Indapur is 10 KLD with this nature-based solution. We can. So intervention, what we did in Indapur, basically, if you see this highlighted boxes with blue color, settling thickening tank first unit, because we have seen that there are sludge drying bed, but this जो भी sludge आता था, वो directly they used to put onto the sludge drying bed without a screening, because we know that there is a lot of municipal solid waste coming from the fecal sludge also. And what we have also observed is the area provided was little as per design, it was not as per design requirement. So what we added is sludge thickening and settling tank. What this unit, the first unit, what we added along with the screen chamber, there is a solid liquid separation happening here, and the settled solid from here we are transferring to the sludge drying bed. So the volume is reduced now, and the provided area, whatever the provided area, was sufficient for the drying of the sludge, and the liquid overflow of the settling thickening tank will go to the ABR, which is a liquid treatment. So that's how it will perform later on. And at the end, here we have mentioned also tertiary treatment. So in tertiary treatment, we have added activated carbon filter and chlorination for disinfection. So with these interventions, we could achieve the output quality less than 10 mg per liter BOD, and all other parameters that we have achieved. The highlight of this technology or intervention, we can see that earlier it was completely nature-based solution. So nature-based solution has many advantages, like it has very less or the least O&M cost, but at the same time it takes lots of human intervention was there also. So human resource requirement was higher, and after our interventions, the highlight is we have made this FSTP with hybrid technology, that is nature based plus conventional electromechanical components that we have added. So the overall efficiency was increased, and the co-composting also, the what output from the sludge drying bed, the dried sludge, that is also we are transferring, and with good quality, and also free from the pathogens, we are transferring to the wet waste management, where it is being co-composted with solid waste, solid wet waste. The implementation partner, technical partner for this intervention was is Saniverse Environmental Solutions. So with the help of them, we have carried out this intervention. So yes, so this is the feedback. So you can see some photographs of our intervention and feedback from the government officials, CEO, block development officer of that rural, from the rural side, or Sarpanch. Everyone has shared the feedback. What advantages of this, if you see the entire intervention, because ULB, the urban people, they have additional capacity to take the fecal sludge load, and from rural, it was we have achieved that. So that optimization in capacity utilization was achieved. Then desludging, so revenue of the ULBs. So earlier, what before our intervention, mostly around 2 to 3 trips per month. That many trips used to come to the FSTPs, whereas the capacity is like 3 trips should come in one day. So after our intervention, we did a lot of IEC activities in both in urban and rural places also, and we have we tried to, I mean, because of that, our incoming trips from the both urban and rural, or of course rural after addition, that those number of trips have been increased. So because of that, revenue of the ULB have been is increased, and that is the advantage. So nature based technology also, because it has some limitations like treatment efficiency mostly, so we have solved that also, and we have improved the treatment efficiency of the existing treatment plant. So that was one pilot project we have implemented. What is the entire process? If you see in Maharashtra, it is a joint efforts from both urban and rural department. So in Maharashtra, urban development department, UDD, is taking care of all the sanitation and SBM Amrut, all these mandates in Maharashtra, and water supply and sanitation department, that is WSSD, is taking care of the rural components. So with this pilot project, we have shown how, I mean, it's success story, and both of the departments come together, and they have discussed that this is, if this is the possible in one place, we can actually scale up this to all of the other places in the Maharashtra. So with respect to that, we have developed some various modules also for how to carry out step by step modules also we have developed, and refurbishment, how to do the refurbishment, that also we have covered in that. And for that, we have also conducted trainings for the government officials from both urban and rural departments. Number one, moving towards the case number 2, which is scientific co-treatment of fecal sludge in existing STP. This intervention we have I mean, it was carried out in the city of Sangli, which is in southern part of the Maharashtra. So the basic profile, if you see, around 5 lakh population, these cities are having around 5 lakh population. And Sangli, Miras, Kupawad, there are 3 smaller cities combined to all these 3 cities. It is being a municipal corporation. Coming to the existing sanitation infrastructure, when in 2021, the sewer network coverage in the city was around 60 to 70%. And for that, Sangli has constructed 23.5 MLD SBR, 23.5 MLD STP with SBR technology. I will explain SBR technology also in detail so in the later slide. So that time the utilization capacity of the STP is around 50%. So out of 23.5 MLD, only around 12 to 13 MLD of sewage was coming to the STP. And that too, I mean, there are two parts. When we say the capacity utilization, this STP was underutilized with respect to hydraulic load, that is 50% is only coming, and also organic load also was it was under utilized organic load. As BOD COD we see for sewage, we have the mostly STPs are designed for BOD more than 300 to 350 mg per liter, but incoming actual BOD load, BOD and COD TSS load is very less, like around 200 mg per liter or 150 to 200 mg per liter. So on both the basis, organic plus hydraulic, the STP was underutilized. They had around three pumping stations. Through that, they have used to lift the sewage which is coming to the pumping station to the STP, inlet of the STP. Now, if you see the 60 to 70% sewer network coverage, for that this STP was serving, but the remaining 30 to 40% of the area of the Sangli city area is catered or is served with a non sewer sanitation system. All these residential or commercial properties in this area, they are having septic tanks. So to cater that, it is required. Also, the Sangli city has they have around 10 desludging vehicles, and around 25 to 30% of total population was dependent on this non-sewer sanitation system. That time the desludging demand was around 6 to 10 trips per day from entire city. So that time the practice was they used to desludge the septic tank, empty the septic tank, and dump the fecal sludge from that desludging vehicle to the last pumping station. So from that pumping station, along with the sewage, the fecal sludge used to go, and there are some challenges in this approach also. We will see that on this slide. So because of that, because we all know that fecal sludge has high solid content. So because of that, when it is going from the pumping station, because pumping station has this pumping units and all that, so chances of blockages or events of the blockages are increased when they carried out this practice. And also this pumping station where they used to dump a sewage, this pumping station was it is actually located in the flood prone area, because Sangli city is vulnerable to a flood frequently. At least every year there are flood events because it is situated on the banks of river Krishna. And this pumping station also is vulnerable, and the flood water used to come to this location. So because of that, this blockages in the sewer pipeline and the blockages and stagnation of the water in the area, those that kind of events are very common. And because of that, some diseases like waterborne diseases also used to spread on a higher basis, on a higher side. So looking at these issues or challenges, we thought that we can have this intervention where we can co-treat the fecal sludge, as they were already doing that, but it was not scientifically co-treatment. So we thought that we can do it in a scientific way. And that's how, it's a mandate also in advisory issued by the ministry. It has to be scientifically done. So that's how that was the need of the project. We can see these are some photographs of the pumping station, inspection cover of the pumping station and existing STP. So our intervention in what we did is, as I said, 23.5 MLD STP. You can see the boxes in green. Those are the treatment modules of the SBR technology. And this yellow boxes, there are four treatment modules that we have added as a scientific co-treatment unit. We'll talk about that first. Total capacity of the scientific treatment co-treatment unit is 50 KLD, which is like 15 to 16 trips per day it can take. Their demand was around 6 to 10, so we have just projected for more for further 10 years, and we have decided this capacity. About the components, we have added 4 components to the existing STP: screen chamber, high rate digester, settling thickening tank, and equalization tank. Now we all know screen chamber. It serves how it works is it will remove the municipal solid waste coming from the septic tank, and from that the fecal sludge will go to the high rate digester. Now high rate digester for sludge treatment, why we have provided that, we'll just go to the next slide to explain these two units, high rate digester and settling thickening tank, how it works. So what happens in high rate digester is required when the incoming fecal sludge is not much digested, because that 25 to 30% of population, there are various commercial buildings also, like hotel, hospitals. Because of that, they used to dislodge the septic tanks in, say for example, less than 6 months or 3 months. Because of that, the sludge was not so much digested. So we have installed this digester first, and then digested sludge will go to the next unit, which is settling thickening tank. So we can see from here, because of that, what happens, because of highly digested sludge, the digested sludge has ability to dewater very fastly. If you put undigested sludge into the dewatering unit, then it will take it there, it faces difficulties to dewater. That's from sludge, I mean solids and liquid, that separation is difficult. So because of that, we have provided this digester. And then settling thickening tank, what happens is a normal settling tank where settling of sedimentation of the solids with the help of gravity, and all the solids are settled down at the bottom, and liquid will overflow from the settling thickening tank to the next unit. And that at the bottom, which the sludge which is settled down at the bottom is then taken out with the help of pump, and then it is being sent to the sludge handling unit, which is already present at the STP. So in this STP, as we see, if you see the bottom part, incoming solid load of the incoming fecal sludge is around 2 to 5%. And after solid liquid separation, which is happening in the settling thickening tank, we'll get around 6 to 12% of consistency, that outlet of the solid concentration. And that 6 to 12% consistent sludge, if you put into the any dewatering system, like we have mentioned here, belt press, filter press, screw press, or centrifuge, outlet of that solid concentration will get around 50 to 70%. So if you imagine 50 to 70% solid concentration means it's very thick cake. So the volume reduction is like more than 95%, and then it is easy to dispose or reuse. So that's how the sludge treatment will work. So here we have mentioned the BOD, COD, and TSS value also incoming to the scientific co-treatment unit and outgoing also. We can see that 50 KLD incoming fecal sludge at the end of when I mentioned about settling thickening tank, the overflow of the settling thickening tank, which is liquid part, that comes around 35 to 40 KLD. And solid part, which we are taking from the bottom with the help of pump, and we are transferring that to the sludge handling unit of the STP. And here in this case, this unit is centrifuge. So that volume comes around 10 to 15 KLD. BOD of the liquid part, because that is important for us, which I mean for incoming BOD of the fecal sludge, which is around 4,000 to 7,500, it comes down to 1,000 to 1,500. And what happens in this, I mean both the percolate, I mean the dewatered water from the centrifuge along with this settling thickening tank supernet, both of this water combined together, we are transferring to the inlet of the STP, where it will go through the entire process, and then the treatment will happen. Yes. So that's about the technical part of that. What about the cost? This entire scientific treatment co-treatment unit we have installed at the capital cost of 30 lakh rupees. And had the Sangli decided, if they had decided if they wanted to go for a standalone FSTP for their around 25 to 30% population, which comes under non-sewer sanitation area, had they decided to go for a standalone FSTP, it could have been costed around 1 crore rupees. So that much of capital cost they had saved, and operational cost also, because already the STP based on SBR technologies, because it is electromechanical, full of electromechanical component, its operational and maintenance cost is very high and compared to other technologies also. So of the STP, so to that STP, while adding this scientific treatment unit, only 20,000 rupees per month cost has been added, O&M cost has been added. So that's how the entire interventions that we have carried out. And with that, we could save that. I mean, their earlier practice or earlier approach of FSSM service delivery, that how they used to put the fecal sludge into the pumping station, and then there were lots of lots of challenges they were facing. All those problems are now minimized. These are some of the photographs, and the implementation technical partner for the implementation of this project was EcoScience Services Foundation from Pune. And this is the feedback and handover process, photographs of the handing over of this project to the municipal corporation. This overall impact, you can see this entire project report is available on our website. So you can see other interventions or our other case studies also on that report. Closing remark about this entire this thing is, I mean, we talked about urban rural convergence, and so because of that, this is a sustainable revenue generation model, because what we could achieve is ULBs, or most of the ULBs, they were facing challenges to generate revenue from this FSSM service delivery, and because they were providing the services in the limited area of their own ULB, and obviously the demand of desludging demand was less, they were struggling on the revenue part. And when we added rural fecal sludge also to that, they could achieve, because for example in Indapur, if they get around 20 trips per month, it is possible for them to achieve break even of the O&M cost, expenses versus revenue. So that's the target. They are slowly moving towards to achieve that target. And along with this, because our role is also to not only to implement these pilot projects, also we are working towards supporting to the government and consulting them to have this kind of models throughout the state, or throughout all the ULBs and other rural part. So to scale up this project, we have we had meetings with both urban and rural department. And already as a result of that, when they developed in 2022 to 2023, last year and 2 years ago, Maharashtra has developed rural FSSM plan, and in that they have incorporated this as a main criteria before going to all the, because they are in a rural part, they are building standalone FSTPs on a cluster basis. Like for one block there are at least one FSTP, or based if there is more population, then they will have two FSTPs for one block. So cluster based approach they have they have adopted. But they have issued a circular saying the success story of this urban rural convergence plan project, that before going to standalone FSTP, before going to construct the standalone FSTP, every local bodies need to consider urban rural convergence, if there is any potential or scope for having this urban rural convergence in FSSM service delivery. Then they should go for that approach first, and then if it is not possible that way, then only they should go for the constructing standalone FSTPs. And already if you see, the work is going on already. More 28 clusters have 28 clusters, the MOUs have been signed for urban rural convergence, and more 52 clusters are there is a process going on to have this conversion. So that's the scale up happening, and the number will also increase to this to this number also. And for scientific co-treatment, of course, currently there is no urban rural convergence scope. Urban rural convergence is not happening there in Sangli, but there is also scope, because we know that municipal corporations, the radius is very large, like more than 15 kilometers or so, but mostly STPs are located at the periphery of the city. So nearer to that location, whatever the villages which we can include, so there is a good possibility, or there is a good opportunity for us to incorporate those villages also in co-treatment wherever it is possible. And one of the other advantage of the scientific co-treatment, and I have mentioned that our STP, the Sangli STP, was operated on 50% of capacity. So one major advantage of implementing scientific co-treatment is that even if the STP is operational at 100% capacity, then also it is possible to have this co-treatment of fecal sludge in STP. So that's how that's the major advantage of this scientific co-treatment unit. And because of that, also because of this proposed conversion or potential conversions, also this ULBs also can increase their revenue and reduce their per capita operational cost. Yes, so I'm done with this. This is our website. We can scan through that and check our other publications also. Any questions, I'm happy to answer, please.
Thank you, Mr. Patil, for your very informative presentation with case studies at Indapur and Sangli. Now I request the participants to raise question, if any, please. Yes, Madhya Pradesh want to ask some question. Madhya Pradesh, you can ask the question.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Patil. This is Kripa Shankar from Madhya Pradesh. I'm facilitating state PMU here. So thank you very much for wonderful presentations. Hello.
Thank you.
So just
Yes,
I
yes,
would
I'm
like to know a few
hearing you.
things to you, because we are also working here. We are doing the same thing with the government, with the convergence of urban local bodies and rural. So I think your level is advanced level. So just I would like to know some things, because you have added the cost of 7,000 per trip. So आप बता सकते हैं इसका डिस्टेंस कितना है, जो आप लिखे कि 7,000 रुपया एक ट्रिप का लेते हैं, और कितने KLD का डिस्लजिंग चार्ज है ये?
हाँ, सो एक्चुअली क्या है, महाराष्ट्र में ये जो चार्जेस है दे आर एक्चुअली वेरी तो बहुत ज़्यादा वेरी करते हैं. Like minimum cost that we have traveled across Maharashtra, we have even evaluated many of the FSTPs. So minimum cost what we have observed is around 800 rupees per trip, and maximum cost also went up to 3,500 rupees per trip also. So वहाँ पे कैसा है कि उस लोकल बॉडी का जो भी ये है मतलब डायरेक्शन, उनके पास ऐसा कुछ ये मैंडेट नहीं कि इतना ही लिमिट, हाई लिमिट पे कॉस्ट होना चाहिए. उन्होंने अपने जो जितने भी उन्होंने रिसोर्स वहाँ पे डिप्लॉय किए हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंगली उन्होंने वो कॉस्ट मेंशन किया है, मतलब वहाँ पे ये प्रोवाइड किया है. और इंदापुर का ऐसा था कि उनका जो विद इन सिटी भी उसका डिस्टेंस उतना ज़्यादा नहीं था, लेकिन थोड़ा वो थोड़ा सा स्कैटर्ड भी उसका जो डेमोग्राफी है, टोपोग्राफी और डेमोग्राफी है, तो थोड़ा सा उनका डिस्टेंस अराउंड टोटल अगर इंदापुर का सिटी का देखा जाएगा तो मैक्सिमम 1 पॉइंट टू अदर पॉइंट इज अराउंड मैक्सिमम 8 to 10 किलोमीटर्स. पर उनके थोड़े रिसोर्सेस उन्होंने ज़्यादा डिप्लॉय किए थे फॉर ऑल द एफएसटीपी ऑपरेशन और डिसलजिंग का व्हीकल वहाँ पे भी. तो उसके हिसाब से उन्होंने उनका जो एक्सपेंसेस आता है उसके हिसाब से उन्होंने कॉस्ट कैलकुलेट किया था. ये एक चीज़ है. और दूसरी मेन चीज़ है कि वहाँ पे कैसा है कि जैसे मैंने बोला कि जो एग्जिस्टिंग नंबर ऑफ इनकमिंग ट्रिप्स है वो बहुत कम है. जैसे कि अभी 10 KLD एफएसटीपी के लिए 3000 लीटर का एक ट्रक है उनके पास, डिसलजिंग व्हीकल है. तो एक दिन में 3 ट्रिप्स आना चाहिए, बट उनके पास ऐसा होता है कि मैक्सिमम 4 to 5 ट्रिप्स पर मंथ, इतना उनका कम यूटिलाइजेशन रेट है अभी तक. तो थोड़ा सा अवेयरनेस एंड ऐसी एक्टिविटी के ऊपर बहुत सारा काम करना पड़ेगा. लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ ये जो नंबर बहुत कम है, इसीलिए उनको कैसा है कि ये सर्विस देने के लिए उतना जो भी उनके एक्सपेंसेस जा रहे हैं उतना प्रॉफिट वो जनरेट नहीं कर पा रहे. एटलीस्ट ब्रेक इवन पे तो उनका ऐसा टारगेट है कि उतना तो वो चलाए लॉस rather than operating it at a losses. Because of that उनका रेट थोड़ा सा ज्यादा है बाकी ULBs के कंपैरेटिव.
एग्जैक्टली. जस्ट मेरा बस ये मानना था, जैसे हम लोग यहाँ पे अर्बन रूरल कन्वर्जेंस पॉलिसी का फाइनल स्टेज है एंड वी आर गोइंग टू साइन इट आई थिंक नेक्स्ट वीक. सो हमने जो कैलकुलेट किया था कि हमारा मिनिमम चार्जेस वो लोग जो लेंगे वो 15 किलोमीटर के लिए 2500 पे चार्ज कर रहे हैं.
ओके,
ऐसा कैलकुलेट किया डिस्टेंस के हिसाब से, वो टू एंड फ्रो का चार्ज है मैक्सिमम इतना करेंगे. और वो 3 KLD के लिए है.
KLD के लिए अभी इसमें कैसा है, अगर आईसी अब थोड़ा सा आईसी के ऊपर भी ज्यादा काम करेंगे और नंबर ऑफ ट्रिप्स अगर आपके बढ़ेंगे तो वो हमारे पास स्कोप है कि वो जो हम अभी जैसे इंदापुर में 3000 चार्ज ले रहे हैं वो हम और भी कम कर सकते हैं, और वो सभी जगह पे एप्लीकेबल है. एवरीवेयर वी कैन डू दैट कि अगर आपके नंबर ऑफ ट्रिप्स अगर इफ दे आर गोइंग टू इंक्रीज देन वी कैन रिड्यूस द कॉस्ट. सो यूएलबी के लिए वो तो अच्छा एक बिजनेस मॉडल हो सकता है।
Just
उस हिसाब से।
one thing more, Mr. सागर की
Yes.
have you मीन्स ये जो आपके सेप्टिक टैंक्स है ये कितने साल पुराने हैं जहाँ से आप ये डिसलजिंग कर रहे हैं?
ओके, तो एक स्टडी है, मतलब इंदापुर में पर्टिकुलरली हमने फिजिबिलिटी स्टडी किया था, तो उसमें कैसा है कि 2014 के बाद जो भी सेप्टिक टैंक, मतलब जो भी टॉयलेट्स बने हैं उसमें वो तो मतलब वो अराउंड 30 to 40% उतने वो सारे टॉयलेट्स है, तो उनको मोस्टली
तो
सेप्टिक
उनका
टैंक, आइदर
KLD
सेप्टिक
कितना
टैंक और
बनेगा?
ट्विन पिट्स। सॉरी,
उनका अगर मैं जस्ट एक्चुअली कैलकुलेट कर रहा था कि अगर 30% है तो उसका KLD में कितना होता है, और अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि हर 5 साल कुछ कराना है, तो क्या मैं इस तरह से कैलकुलेट कर रहा हूँ कि अगर मेरे पास 100 टैंक हैं और उनका KLD इतना हो रहा है, तो क्या इतनी ट्रिप मेरे बनेंगे कि या हम जबरदस्ती कहेंगे कि आप साफ कराओ? मतलब मेरा
हाँ
ये
नहीं नहीं,
कैलकुलेशन है कि 5 साल पे करना है कि 3 साल। अगर 5 साल पे करना है, मान लीजिए मेरे पास 100 सेप्टिक टैंक हैं और किसी का एज 2 साल है, किसी का एज 3 साल है, किसी का एज 4 साल है और किसी का 5 साल है, तो हमारा जो टारगेट है वो 5 साल वाले हैं, तो 5 साल वाले कितने सेप्टिक टैंक है, उनका टोटल वॉल्यूम कितना है, तो उस तरीके से फिर हम उसको, अगर आप आईसी कर भी देंगे तो आईसी उनको लिए काम करेगी जिसका डिसलेजिंग कराना है। आईसी मेरा 1 साल
करेक्ट।
पुराना टैंक हुआ, आप मेरे को कितना भी आईसी करोगे तो मैं अपना टैंक थोड़ी साफ
हाँ,
कराऊंगा।
नहीं नहीं, सही है सही है। तो
तो
इंदापुर के केस में तो थोड़े मतलब बिफोर 2014 भी उनका नंबर मोर देन 50% उनके पास टॉयलेट्स थे, और वो मतलब 10 साल से भी पुराने सेप्टिक टैंक्स थे, तो उनके लिए तो विद हेल्प ऑफ आईएससी हमने थोड़ा सा कन्विंस करने के ट्राई किया उनको, और वो भी
या
अभी रिजल्ट उसका थोड़ा सा पॉजिटिव दिख रहा है। लेकिन जो नए वाले टॉयलेट्स बने हैं उनका तो आप मतलब लेस देन 3 इयर्स तो कोई नहीं करेगा डिसलजिंग, और दैट इज
यस
साइंटिफिक आल्सो। सो
या
उसके हिसाब से हमको अगर प्लान भी बनाना है तो एक सैंपल सर्वे करना पड़ेगा 5 to 10% का, अगर पॉसिबल है तो पूरा 100% भी सर्वे करके हर एक सेप्टिक टैंक का एज करके जो भी ज़्यादा पुराने हैं उनको पहले डिसलजिंग का एक शेड्यूल बना सकते हैं, और फिर बाकी का भी बना सकते हैं, तो ऐसे हो सकता है। अगर रिसेंटली ये एसबीएम में टॉयलेट्स बने तो उनका तो थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा अभी भी।
तो मेरा एक सजेशन था, जो आप बोल रहे थे कि आपका एक चैलेंज आ रहा है कि ये जो हमारा व्हीकल का यूटिलाइजेशन पूरा नहीं हो रहा है, तो शायद मेरे ख्याल से हमने ये कैलकुलेशन नहीं किया कि हमारे पास इतना इतना डिसलजिंग के लिए जरूरत पड़ रहा है कि नहीं पड़ रहा है, मतलब इतना हमारा प्रोडक्ट मिल रहा है कि नहीं मिल रहा है। तो मेरा मानना है कि
हाँ,
ये स्टडी करना जरूरी है एफएसटीपी बनाने के पहले, कि जो हमारे पास जो हम लोग सेप्टिक टैंक की मैपिंग कर रहे हैं वो किस किस ईयर के हैं, वो कितनी क्वांटिटी के हैं, कितना भर पा रहे हैं या नहीं भर पा रहे
करेक्ट
हैं,
करेक्ट
तो वो तभी चार्ट बन पाएगा। अदरवाइज आप कितना भी आईसी करेंगे, आपका जो वो डिसलेजिंग व्हीकल है उसका खर्चा नहीं निकल पाएगा।
करेक्ट
और उसका
करेक्ट
साइज,
करेक्ट वेल,
अगर आप ये यस
साइज
तो
भी,
ये
यस,
मेरा
बिकॉज साइज इज
यस
ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट, क्योंकि हमने भी ये मतलब बहुत सारे जो अभी मतलब कैपेसिटी वाइज उनका तो मोस्टली 3000 to 5000 मैक्सिमम 10,000 लीटर का भी होगा, तो भी वो पॉसिबल अच्छा है, लेकिन बहुत लोगों ने हमने ऐसा बहुत बड़े बड़े टैंक्स भी उन्होंने कंस्ट्रक्ट किए हैं, तो वो तो मतलब 20-25 साल भी भरते नहीं है, तो उनको भी वो ऐसा नहीं करेंगे,
ये
तो
एक सेकंड
जब भी
लेवल
ये मैपिंग
स्ट्रेटेजी,
होगा।
एक सेकंड लेवल का आईसी यहाँ पे हो सकता है कि दोज हु हैव कंस्ट्रक्टेड बिग साइज ऑफ सेप्टिक टैंक्स, वी कैन आल्सो टेल देम दैट कि अगर आपने 5 साल में नहीं कराया तो क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, उसके क्या इश्यूज हो, तो वहां आप आईसी कर सकते हो,
यस,
ताकि वो जो है
कर
डिसलिस्ट
सकते हैं।
करने के लिए तैयार हो सके कि ठीक है, मेरा बना दिया है कि 25 साल में भरेगा, लेकिन ऑलरेडी मेरा 8 साल हो गया है तो मुझे डिसलिस्ट कराना चाहिए।
यस यस यस, करेक्ट करेक्ट।
ओवरऑल स्टडी आपकी मैं ये सारा देख रहा था, एक अच्छा एफर्ट है। थोड़ा रेट्स को लेके मेरे को ये कंफ्यूजन हो रहा था कि अगर रेट्स मैंने और भी जगह पे कंफर्म किया दूसरे स्टेट से भी, ये
हाँ
यहाँ
हाँ,
हायर एंड पे रेट आपके
ये ज्यादा
महाराष्ट्र में
है।
ज्यादा है।
यस यस यस, ना मतलब महाराष्ट्र में भी सभी जगह इतने ज्यादा नहीं है, हमने भी अब मतलब महाराष्ट्र में जैसे मैंने बताया कि कुछ जगह पे 800 रुपये भी है, तो वो थोड़ा सा वेरिएबल उसमें वेरिएशन है, तो मोस्टली दैट इज बिकॉज उनका डिमांड कम है, तो वो ओवरऑल चैलेंज तो वहीं पे आ रहा है हमारा कि डिमांड और कैसे हम उसको ये करें करके।
एग्जैक्टली। और आपके यहाँ ये सिंगल पिट कितने हैं?
इंदापुर इसमें आप बोल रहे हो?
ये
हाँ, इंदापुर में अराउंड 10 to 15%, ज्यादा सिंगल पिट नहीं है।
अच्छा अच्छा।
हाँ,
तो क्या
एसबीएम में
क्या
जो
हम लोग
टॉयलेट्स
अगर,
बने मोस्टली ट्विन पिट्स की है और सब।
हाँ सेप्टिक टैंक मैं जो देख विलेज एरिया में जो देख रहा हूँ जो सेप्टिक टैंक बन रहे हैं, मतलब अगर सही आईसी की जाए ट्विन पिट के लिए, तो शायद ये प्रॉब्लम एफएसटीपी की फ्यूचर में सॉल्व हो सकती है। तो इतनी अभी
करेक्ट
एफएसटीपी इस
करेक्ट
लेवल पे जरूरत नहीं है कि गांव का आवश्यकता है, लेकिन आवश्यकता भी है
Exactly,
जिसके
exactly.
बने हैं,
Exactly.
तो ये हम इस
मतलब
बीच में
इसलिए तो
अटके
वो
हुए हैं।
क्लस्टर, हाँ क्लस्टर अगर पॉसिबल है तो जैसे मैंने बोला कि रूरल महाराष्ट्र में जो प्लान बन रहा है वो तो एक पूरा एक तालुका के लिए एक एफएसटीपी बन रहा है, और वो भी बहुत कम मतलब ऑप्टिमाइज कैपेसिटी का। अगर उसके भी पहले वो ट्राई कर रहे हैं कि अगर उनके आसपास का कोई यूएलवी है जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी एफएसटीपी है, उनको पहले जाकर अप्रोच करे कि ऐसा ऐसा हमारा इतना लोड है, हम एक साथ, क्योंकि रूरल का फंड भी अवेलेबल है उनके पास, तो ऐसा कुछ फंड शेयरिंग या फिर ऐसे कुछ ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल है, तो वो सब करके अगर वो उनका फीकल स्लज डायरेक्टली यूएलबी के पास भेज देते हैं तो वो सबसे अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि हम देख रहे हैं कि यूएलबी को भी ऑपरेशन एंड मेंटेनेंस ऑफ मतलब एफएसटीपी का ऑपरेशन करने के लिए बहुत स्ट्रगल करना पड़ रहा है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स है, टेक्निकल थोड़ा सा ये होता है। तो ग्राम पंचायत लेवल पे, रूरल लेवल पे तो वो प्रॉब्लम्स और ज़्यादा बढ़ने वाली है। तो ये ऑप्टिमाइज एक तरीके से हमको प्लान करने की ज़रूरत है।
दूसरा एक चीज और है कि जो अभी बात कर रहे थे मेंटेनेंस का है, तो क्या रेट्रोफिटिंग, जब हम लोग अर्बन रूरल गवर्नमेंट से हम वो कर रहे हैं, टाई अप कर रहे हैं, तो जो रेट्रोफिटिंग का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कौन ले रहा है, किसका रेट्रोफिट अगर होगा तो क्या हम कोई इसका रूरल का पैसा इसमें इन्वॉल्व कर रहे हैं 15 फाइनेंस का, या वो खुद से कर रहे हैं लोग?
हाँ, मतलब ये हमने जो किया था ये पायलट प्रोजेक्ट था, एक्चुअली एक फंडेड प्रोजेक्ट था। लेकिन अभी कैसा है कि रूरल के पास जो अभी मतलब एक ऑप्शन है वो कि रूरल के लिए, रूरल का जो एफएसएसएम के लिए फंड है वो यहाँ पे यूटिलाइज हो सकता है। दैट इज वन ऑफ ऑप्शन देगा एसबीएम का फंड आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट।
ओके 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 ओके, so thank you very much, thank you very much for giving the answers and presentation.
Any more question, please, from participants? Any more question? It's a very informative presentation with 2 case studies in pilot projects, and every state across the country we are struggling with these sorts of problems. So it is really very interesting. So any question, please? Any question? Any question from anybody? Okay. Is Mr. Rajesh there? There is a question from Rajesh in the chat box I have seen. Mr. Rajesh out there? कोई राजेश जी हैं क्या जो chat box में क्वेश्चन डाल रहे थे? Okay. Okay, there's ये गूगल फॉर्म भी है, आप लोग भर सकते हो। कोई क्वेश्चन के लिए हम बाद में वो मंगवा के आप लोग को दे देंगे, आप लोग दे सकते हो। तो अगर ज्यादा क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो हम लोग ये सेशन खत्म करना चाहेंगे। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच Mr. Patil for your very beautiful presentation with case studies in Maharashtra, and I think it will help all other states to go through all such problems. And I hope Mr. Patil will be there to help you if you need any assistance from him from his field study. And it's a request to all the participants again, if you want to showcase something, if you have some success stories, you can contact us for such webinar, and we will definitely disseminate your information amongst across the country so that everybody can get in touch with it. So thank you very much, Mr. Patil, once again, and now we are going to close this session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.